Hey, what's going on everybody? Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a huge video for all of you. I'm going to share with you 50 tips or tricks on pretty much just so many various things within this game. It's going to help you whether you are a brand new player or someone that's been playing since the beginning. I promise you, you're going to uncover at least one of these tips that's going to change your gaming experience forever. Now, tip number one is, of course, to subscribe to my channel. If you didn't know, I have been covering this game for about a year and a half now, and I have not missed a single upload. I upload every single day. I do live streams and more, cover every update. And you've probably seen my videos somewhere because I've put out like 1,000 videos for this game. But that's definitely a number one. Two, I am also doing a giveaway right now, but it's only up until the next expansion comes out, which is Storybook Vale. So after like November 18th, the giveaway will be over. So if you're watching this past that, November 18th, 2024, this part's not going to be important to you. But if you are, check out the giveaway I have going on. I want to give about 6 copies of the upcoming expansion away. And while we cannot pre-order or give the actual copy, it is just for like a $30 gift card of your platform that you like, whether it's Xbox, Steam, or whatever. But if you want to read all the details for that, it will be pinned in the comment section below. And it is not part of Gameloft or YouTube's giveaway or anything like that. It's just part of mine. It's just a way to give back, help you guys out with Christmas coming up. And I know things are tight, so the new DLC is going to be really fun. And I want to help at least give away 6 copies to help some players be able to get it. Because again, times are tough. Things are very expensive these days. So I got your back on that. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So be sure to subscribe if you guys haven't. And let's go to tip number 1. So these are in no particular order, but one huge tip is if you go over here to Goofy Stall, any of Goofy Stall, you can actually sell stuff faster. So if you hold down the button that you used to like interact or click on stuff instead of clicking on it like this, if you actually hold the button down, so I am on mouse and keyboard, I'm on PC, all I have to do is hold my mouse down and it will automatically collect all of them that you have in here. So for example, let me break this up and make it a little bit easier to show you. So say I have 6 of these purple marsh flowers right here. If I split those up, and so we have a stack of 3, we have 1, 1, and 1. If I go over here to Goofy Stall and hold down that button, it's actually going to add them together. So if I hold down on this one that has 3, it's automatically going to register the rest of them that are in my inventory as well as the bundle here. So then you can just go around, hold this stuff down, and this makes selling so much faster. And this is one of those things I truly believe a lot of players have missed out on. So let's go ahead and sell all of these. And yeah, it's just a much faster way because there's no like sell all button or be able to click stuff that you don't want to be able to sell. So I do think that's going to be very helpful. And stay to the end of the video because you may on a number like 47 find something that's going to change your gameplay experience. So let's move on to the next one. So the next tip is you can actually have 2 of the same house. So if you go over here to your house category and then scroll down to say one of the premium shop houses that you have. So for example, we'll do the seaside villa right here. I can go ahead and place that down and then take my actual house, which is this one right here. And if I click on it and press down here where it says replace, so it's R for me. And then I would scroll down and try and find that house. You know, you can swap it to any of the premium shop houses, or I can put it to one of the default colors. We can swap it to the blue house, the purple. But I can also scroll down, find the same house. Here it is, Seaside Villa, and then place it down. So you can have up to 2 houses that look the same. One that is just the actual default house, like the premium shop house, and then one that has your house with all your items inside it. And sometimes this is really useful to double up to use like in a Dreamsnap or something like that. And that way you can make your photo symmetrical, but you can also switch it to any style. So that's how you get double houses. Up next, I'm going to teach you how to sprint. And then I'm going to teach you how to apply different gliders. So if you see at the bottom left of my screen there, you see a sprint button. For me, it has an up arrow. That just means the shift button on keyboard. For you, it may be press B or whatever it is. Maybe it's LB for you. But you have to have the yellow bar at the top left. That is called Sugar Rush. And you get that by eating a meal. So it's not like eating an apple or an ingredient. It has to be something you actually cook. And then once you do that, it'll raise your bar. and that is going to increase it, so then you can go ahead and sprint. So I would just hold down shift. For you, again, you may be holding down B for that. Now, to be able to apply a glider, go up to your wardrobe, and then there's a section down here called gliders. So then you can apply any of the wings that you have in the game, and then any of the premium shop things. So maybe you purchase this from the premium shop, which is Frozone's glider. Maybe you have a pair of just like some basic wings. You can apply those. Let's put these on. And then now I can kind of fly. I can hover, right? So instead of sprinting like gliding, I'm hovering now. So this is how you apply a glider and how you can actually fly around a little bit. Now, another tip is if you actually go to your settings, go down to gameplay, there is a tap to sprint. I have it off. So instead of me holding down my shift button or you holding down like the B button, you can just turn this on. That way you tap it and you don't have to actually hold that button down. And while you're here, you can also do that for time bending. If you own the DLC A Rift in Time, you can do that and swap it so you can just tap it instead. And the time bending one will allow you to just actually hold it down. So this is what the time bending staff looks like. So then we can go out, find the treasure, and I can now just hold that button down rather than spamming it, which would definitely be more comfortable for a lot of players. And while we're under that category, go back to gameplay. You can also do the same for fishing, so you don't have to do the mini game. You can just hold the button down, and then you can also hide red dots in the furniture and wardrobe menu. So over here in the gameplay tab is definitely something you should look at. And then we also have enable a scramble coin request. I have it off, but I could turn it on where characters will come up to me asking me to play scramble coin, or I can turn it off where they don't. Now, another important thing is to be able to see your buffs. Do you see at the bottom right of my screen right there, I have the B button. That is for, again, my keyboard. So if I were to press B, it's going to pull up this menu here. This is my buffs menu. So this is stuff that is enhancing my character. That means I have 3 extra usage of my Miracle Shovel Varnish, 10 for Miracle Fishing Bait, 43 on my Growth Elixir. I am well fed, which grants me speed boost and luck. So what that is that yellow bar we were just talking about. Whenever that is full, or it doesn't have to be max, but as long as you have some of that yellow, it makes your character run a little bit faster, like walk faster, and also increases your luck. Your luck is the same thing as like when you're out there mining and you get those little explosions, or you're doing some gardening and you end up getting the little mini games where it allows you to get more of the little gold things. That is your luck, and that will increase it so you can get that more frequently. And then of course you have your companion here. So I have a fishing one for Scar, and it says your companion can find more fish while you fish. It's the same thing as if I were mining or gardening. As long as you have a character with you, that's going to help. So there is a current cap of 50. So for example, if I go over here to my even more miraculous pickaxe polish, I consume one of those. And now we look at my buffs. Now my pickaxe is down there at the bottom. I didn't have any, so now it's plus 50. So I have the shovel varnish, which is plus 3. If I go to it right here, consume one of those, and now we look at it, my shovel varnish is now up to 28. Alrighty, so now I want to teach you about fast travel. So fast travel will make your life so much easier. So if we go to our map, there's a few options here. You can click on your well, any of the well in any of the biomes, and it's going to take you directly to that location. Once you unlock the well, you can move them around in their like corresponding biomes. But you can also go up here to like say the castle icon. If you actually click on it, it's going to pull up this menu here, so I can then teleport to any location in the valley, teleport to any location in Eternity Isle, which is the DLC A Rift in Time, or I can teleport to any of the realms, Wally, Toy Story, any of them at all. Now, if you don't want to click on the castle here, at the bottom right of the screen, it says to press T for fast travel. Again, it may be a different button for you. If I were to press T, it pulls up that same menu as well. So what I usually do is when I'm playing, I just go, I press open the map, I press T, and then I can fast travel and go to any of the realms that I want. So I can click on Ratatouille and be there in an instant. And this actually takes us to our very next step. You can go in here, grab ingredients, and cook whatever you want in here, but you can't leave with them, right? It's not going to let you leave them. If you do, they're going to disappear out of your inventory. So what I like to do is go in here and create, like craft a bunch of souffles. Souffles are under the appetizer section here. And we need cheese, egg, milk, and butter. And I don't want to use my ingredients, so I would just go around here and collect like 50 of each. So we would collect 50 or 99 cheese, 99 milk, egg, and then we need to grab some butter. So it's going to pull from these free ingredients and not the ones I actually have. So I would do that. And then let's go ahead and craft. Now, while we're here, this is also another tip for you. At the bottom right, there's a skip results screen. You can keep that off or you can turn it on. So what this does is whenever I have it off and then I go and I make that souffle, we can click on it. And then you can also hit this autofill button right here. So it's going to automatically pull the ingredients that you need. And we're going to hit start cooking. So this right here is the end result screen that they're talking about. It takes a while. So if you want to do batch like bulk cooking, you want to turn that off. So we're going to click turn that button off. And then we're going to hit autofill and start cooking. And it skips the screen so you can do this much faster. So I would just sit here and get probably like 50 or 99, especially like I said, this is going to help you if you're very early on. So let me go ahead and make like 10 of these and then I can go ahead and eat them. I have 8 in my inventory here and it shows you a little icon. If you're in Remy's thing, that's telling you when you leave, these items will disappear. So I would go ahead and eat 1 or 2, fill up my bar, and then I'm just going to drop them on the ground. So anytime I need more energy, I would just fast travel to Remy's restaurant or Remy's realm. Say I'm out here gliding, surfing, I could just do it really fast. I can press those buttons I showed you, and then we can go back to Remy's realm. I could go over here, pick up the souffles again, eat them, and then drop the stack, and then go back. So it's just a quick way of refilling your energy. Just like Remy's realm, if you have Mulan's realm unlocked, you can actually go over here and craft a bunch of these items as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up 99 garlic, ginger, all the things over here, rice, mushrooms, and the eggs, and I'm going to take it over here to the cooking stations. And it's right here. It takes all of those free ingredients. So you can also go ahead and get up 10 or 20 of these, however many you want. So I'm just going to craft 3 of these, and I have 3 right here. So I could go ahead and eat them with this free ingredients, fill my bar. You could drop them down on the ground if you want, come back and get them. But if you leave, as you see, it will disappear. So you can drop them there. You can do Remy or Mulan's realm, whichever one you want. All right, up next, I'm going to show you something you may not know about feeding companions or critters. So if you go up here to say this fox, if you look at the bottom right screen, this is kind of grayed out. That means that you have not fed that companion yet. So I'm going to feed this one its favorite food, which is the white sturgeon. And then after he does the animation, I'm going to go ahead and click on him again. That way, if you don't know if you actually fed the companion or not, the little critter, yeah, it's right here. It has a check mark now. So now we know for a fact that we fed this one. And then you can move on to the other fox, which is right here. So that works for all the companions. Another little tip, I don't know if you knew, but if you go over to your settings, go down to help, you can actually change your avatar name to whatever you want it to be. So if you made a name at the beginning you feel like you don't need, or maybe it was an inappropriate name and you want to do some multiplayer, you don't want to get reported, you can go on here and change it as many times as you would like. At the screen, you can also redeem codes. So periodically there will be some free codes, and I always make a video on that so you guys don't miss out, because they are limited time codes and there's some exclusive items that you may never be able to get back again. We also have the extra object limit right here. You can turn this on or off. It really depends on the platform that you're on. If you're on the Nintendo Switch, you're going to be stuck with the basic normal item limit, which is 600 different items or 3,000 items together. So I'm on PC, so I can have the double item limit to have about 1,200, and then we have 6,000 overall. So I do want to teach you guys about that. If you go to furniture and say we place something down, so this counts as like a single item. This right here would be another item, so it's going to raise this at the top right of my screen. Again, the top one is unique items. So for example, this right here, I could place one of these down and it's going to change that from like 8 or 787. If I took it away, it's going to take it down to 786. But if I had more than one of these placed down, that number isn't going to change, but the next one will, because this is a total collective like amount of items you have on your valley at a time, and each item represents its own unique thing. So I can have 1,200 unique items, and then 6,000 items just overall. So I could place this purple bottom down. That's going to change it to 788. If I were to place more, it's going to stay at 788, but it's going to increase the other number. So that's how that works. So while we're on the topic of decorating, you can actually have similar items. So say I'm creating a Dreamsnap, which is a weekly competition thing, and I want to keep like the same color tone or these type of items. Say I only have the one, right? I can't place any more. If you look at the left of my screen at the bottom, it says press a G for similar items. I can actually hover over that item, press G, and it's going to show me items with similar tags. It could be similar traits, colors, or things like that. So this thing would go really well with that theme. I could put this Vizier's alchemy table down. That would look really well. And then some of these, while it doesn't look like the exact same, it could have had similar things. So at the bottom, it'll show your matching tags. Outdoor, red, yellow, decor, quirky, and we have a lot of matching ones with the top one, which was mainly just the colors on that. So you can do that. And then say you have one item that you want to have multiples of, you can actually place it down a lot easier. So let's go back to this little purple bottle. I have 5 of them. I can place it down and it'll allow me to keep placing it down. But if I hover over the item, I can press X on my keyboard. It says duplicate, and then you can place those down as well. So if you ever accidentally get backed out of something and say, oh, I need more of these, you can go over to like a flower. If you have some in your inventory, you can go over there, press X, and you can move it around to place those down. If you ever need to level up characters the fastest, one of the best ways is to feed the characters in the restaurant. So Maui would want some sweet slush. I would go and cook it and give it to him. So that's one way. And another way is just to have a daily conversation with them. So you could just click this top icon here, go ahead, spam through here, talk to him. You could also have him follow you around. That'll give you tons of XP. And maybe you have him under the fishing trait, take him fishing with you. That's going to help you out as well. And then you can also give him his favorite items of the day. So let's go down to Maui, and he wants cherry pie, pike, and pumpkin. So you could give him or all 3 of those to get some extra XP. Now this collections menu right here is very important. So again, go to your characters, and then you can use this to find what any of the characters want for their favorite item of the day. You don't have to go and actually talk to each of them. So Kristoff wants ramen zucchini fabric, Stitch wants orange marsh, alexandrite, crystal, Donald wants piranha, mini sorbet. You get the picture. So make sure you go through here and then just check out this menu. You can click on it. It shows what they need. These are their different outfits you can apply. So I can switch Stitch to his trick or treat outfit or his sun and serve. This little icon here shows that they are premium shop items. The premium shop is up here, of course. And this is what you have to use to spend your moonstones, which is pretty much like your real life currency, or you can earn them by collecting your daily moonstone chest. If you didn't know what the daily moonstone chests are, once a day, one of these chests right here is actually going to end up spawning, and you can have at least like, I think up to 2 or 3 days max. And then after that, they won't spawn anymore. So you can collect these. That'll give you 50 moonstones. You can also go and do some voting. You can get 50 a day from just picking between Dreamsnaps. You will, of course, have to have Vanellope unlocked to be able to participate in this. So then you could just vote, and then once you get up to enough, you'll be able to claim 50 moonstones there. And then your dream snaps, make sure you always do your dream snaps. No matter what, make sure you do this every single week once you unlock it, because you can get the bare minimum 300 moonstones, or maybe you're going to rank higher, and you probably will, especially just starting off. You can create a dream snap, you know, as you progress. You may end up getting like more advanced, and something like this may have a higher chance of getting 4,000 moonstones. But, you know, getting a goal of like 900 moonstones or 1,200 will definitely help you out a lot as well. And a little tip to make dream snaps look a little bit better: make sure you keep an eye on the sky. For example, you have a chance of like that giant Mickey cloud to spawn. So if you, that Mickey cloud will go around the entire map. And if you want to get it in your dream snap, kind of just angle where you're creating your dream snap. That way, when it does end up passing by, you can snap the picture and it just looks better overall. Now, while we're over here, I have my gazebo. This was from a old Star Path item. So you cannot currently get this unless they bring it back to the shop, the premium shop. But they may end up having some other gazebos in the game. They seem to keep wanting to bring those to the game. But if you do have a gazebo, Did you know you can actually place stuff inside of it? So you can actually decorate in these. You can put some seating area if you want. You can even place some rugs. We can put a beanbag in here. So you can definitely decorate to your heart's content inside this item and also some of the other items. The star path is, of course, this thing right here. So every update we get a new star path. This one says it ends in 16 days. You end up getting duties. I've already completed mine. These are little quests. And then you'll get a little currency. You then take that currency to purchase items out here. So these items are exclusive to their star path. Sometimes they'll come back in the premium shop for a lot of moonstones, and sometimes they don't. Now, while I don't have the duties to show you, I will show you any of the other duties that are just in the game. So if you look at the bottom right of my screen again, you'll see it says track duties. So say I want to mine 4 rock spots in the Glade of Trust, I can press T on keyboard and it'll track that quest. So it'll put it at the top left of my screen there. That way I don't forget. If you need to craft something and you don't remember what the item requirements are, so for example, go over here to your crafting station, go to furniture. Maybe I want to craft this wooden bucket. I can go ahead and craft it automatically. But if there's a resource that I don't have or an item I don't have, so say the sunny side up art, I need 10 eggs. I could just sit here and press T on that, track it, and it's going to put the ingredients at the top left of my screen. So tracking quests is definitely something that's going to be very useful starting early on. While you're out foraging, you may have a lot of extra stuff that you need to put away, right? So say I have a bunch of these extra flowers here, and let's see, let's go and split the stack. Let's take one of these. So now that I have some stuff in my inventory that's also on the chest, you can use smart transfer down here. So it says to press T for me, so I would just go ahead and press T, and I can move on down to my different chest and automatically place the stuff. So if I had any of these fish, any of these things in my inventory, it would automatically put it in there. So for example, I have this chest right here. I have a bunch of these potions, the purple one, the red one. If I press T, all these items right here are automatically going to get placed in there. So that's very, very helpful. Now, another thing is you can go ahead and click on this chest here, and I can remove it. So I can press my mouse button or X. So I'm going to remove that, and then it's gone. So you're probably wondering, where did all of those items end up going? It may be hard to tell with the carpet, but it was actually a large red chest. So you see this icon right here? That means I have chests in my inventory that I have picked up that have stuff in it. So I can place that down. I still have one more that has stuff in it. So I can go ahead and place that one down. And if I look inside here, it's going to be a chest I picked up earlier. And then there's a chest here that has all of the items that I originally had. So that's a great way to move these from one room to another. You can go ahead and collect all of the chests, move them there, and then place them back down. I can then pick that chest up and just keep it on my person with all those items inside without taking any inventory space. Now, if you need to redecorate a room like I'm doing right here, you can go ahead and pick everything up, or you can undo all, or I could go over here and hold this button down to fully reset my room. So it says to press the shift button for me. I would hold it down, and it would reset the room back to normal. All my chests get picked up, and this is a way to decorate easier. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to hit undo all, and I don't want to have to redo my room. So that's just one tip that I think is going to help you out a lot. If you ever need to leave your house and say you're on floor like 8, you don't have to go all the way back to the first floor. You can just literally walk off here. Even if you're at the 8th floor, the 20th floor, go out the door, and it's going to teleport you automatically back down to the floor of your house and outside. Back on the map, you may be trying to find a character, a specific character, but you have all of these icons here. At the bottom right, it says toggle filter. If you press R, you can toggle things on or off. So I can toggle the characters off. Maybe I want to toggle off all of my fruit, my trees, all my plants. Or maybe I want to get rid of all the house icons here. So I can sit there and take those off. So take the house icons off. I can take these off, and now the only thing left on my map are my characters. You can click on them, and it'll actually leave a little trail that takes you right to the character. And to take it off, you would just click it again, and then you can also go back, apply those back on, and then same, you can reverse, take all the characters, and see these different icons. So we have like these little green fruit things right here. Chances are those are something you've already planted, or it's one of the trees. For me, it's one of the trees. If you're an early player, I suggest you take in all of the fruit trees and berry bushes and stuff and put them in one location. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. So for example, I have mine over here. I got all my apple trees, my bananas, coconuts, blueberries. You don't have to keep them in the biomes you found them. You can just pick them up and drag them and move them to any location that you want. I thought the peaceful meadow was a good choice for that. Now for the next tip, I need to deplete my stamina to show you how to do it. So it's also going to take you into another tip. You can actually hold the button down to just like continue to dig holes, right? So instead of like mashing the button, I've seen a lot of players end up doing that over and over. You can just hold the button down. You can also do this to harvest any of your vegetables, you know, and that'll make it a lot faster. So whatever button that's going to be for you, just hold it down. And you could be left with all these holes. So say you're doing some digging, you're setting up a garden, or you want to get rid of a garden. One thing to get rid of these holes a lot faster instead of going back and doing that, you could go down and get like a carpet, place it over, and then let's pick it up. We're going to place it to cover up the holes. You can use this for anything. It doesn't have to be a carpet. But after you get done clearing all the holes, you want to place the item down and then back out. So don't pick up the carpet and then back out, or the holes will still be there. So once you do that, then you can go back in here, collect that, and all of the holes are actually gone. So I'm now out of stamina. There's a few ways to replace it, of course, you know, with food, but without food, you can replace it. One of them is you can place a log down. You can also go and grab a chair. So go to your seating, and then let's just do this jungle chair right here. We can increase our blue energy bar by sitting down. So if you need to go AFK, let's see, you have to get the right angle for the log. There we go. So say you need to go AFK, you need to go do the dishes, cook some food. You can just sit down and have your character progressively get some energy. It's going to be very slow. That's why I said you might need to go and do something, but that's one way to replenish. You can also go and sit down, and it'll do the same thing. You can, of course, eat food, go in your house. Going in your house will be almost instantly. But there's also something you may not know. We have these really big, like bluish dreamlight trees that have sparkles on them, and you can go ahead and collect the fruit. You get this from Simba's, one of Simba's quests. I think it's close to level 10. But did you know you can actually sit down on the root here, which is really nice. So you can replenish your stamina there. You can also get a character to sit down on this if you're doing like a Dreamsnap and you want them to sit down, and it'll just look really nice in a picture. So there's certain items you may be able to interact with this game that you didn't know. Now, of course, sitting down is just going to max out your actual energy, but it will not give you that yellow sugar rush. So keep that in mind. You have to eat meals to increase the yellow bar. One of the best foods early on to actually eat is going to go down here in the dessert category. Go down to the berry salad, and it takes free ingredients that you can collect from those trees. So you have gooseberries, blueberries, and raspberries, so we can autofill. And this is going to give us a lot of energy. You can also add additional gooseberries with these other two slots just by dragging them and dropping them. But let's go ahead and autofill. We'll get a couple of these, and you'll see how much my stamina actually goes up from those items, which again were free. So it says to eat, it'll give me 2200 energy, which will get me almost an entire bar. So again, you get those just from over here at these trees and bushes, and that's why it's one of those things you don't have to like go out and actually garden or anything crazy like that. You can literally just go and collect them from the bushes and the trees over here. So I would get some 3 gooseberries there, and then we have the raspberries over here. These respawn anywhere from like 15 minutes to an hour, depending on the type of bush or fruit that you are collecting. Okay, so I am going to teach you how to end up getting wood easier. So you're probably going to get to a point in the game where you need dark wood. Now, dark wood is really difficult to obtain. And as you know, that stuff actually spawns from the trees, obviously, right? So if you want to be able to actually get all of the stuff to spawn in one spot, you really just need a max of 4 trees. So as you see, I have a bunch of trees in this biome here, and we get some sticks that spawn here. There's some sticks that spawn there. I got trees over here, so more sticks can end up spawning over on this path, and it just makes it really difficult. So we have dark wood here. So one way that would be a lot easier when you first start playing is to have no trees in your valley, like in your biome, except for 4, and then place them together. So see, I could even have my sticks spawn over there, but I use it for decoration because I'm more late game, so I don't really need all of that. So what I did is I cleared all the trees in my specific biomes that I want the wood to spawn in, and then you could pick any of the trees. But I like to take those really small trees that you end up getting at the beginning of the game, like the plaza ones, and I could just end up placing 4 of these in one little location, and now all the wood will always spawn just around here. So it's a good way to set up a little setup like this in each of the biomes to get the wood. So you can even place these type of trees over in the Forgotten Lands and get dark wood to spawn from them. And that was the way I did to like progress, get enough wood to actually progress through the game. And then you can go back and decorate in your game later on and add a random trees however you would like. So clear all the trees in a biome and then place down 4 trees together. Now, while we are talking about trees, this well tree right here will actually progressively like expand on the well by the dream castle, depending what stage it's at. So there are 5 stages to this tree. You're going to start off, it's going to have pretty much nothing, and then you can expand it and max it out. So how do you do that? If you go over here to your Dreamlight category, you have all of these. I call them like little milestones. They're little challenges. As you progress and you finish all of these, whether it's like cooking or foraging or gardening or anything like this, once you hit a certain percentage threshold of completion, so maybe I have like 40% of all of these things completed, I might have my tree at level 2 or maybe 3. And then once you have them like at 80% or higher, then you could have it at level 5. Now, once new content, new DLC, and new challenges end up spawning and they end up giving us more, then you will have to actually go back and level those up again to get your level 5 tree. So it can actually detract back to level 4 rather than 5. It doesn't provide any benefits or anything like that. It's just something nice to know about the game. So something interesting I wanted to share with you guys. I've decorated my plaza for the holidays, so it's kind of based around Christmas theme. And I already had path down here, but I wanted this snowy like a brick road right here, just to set the tone, you know, for the winter tones. One way I could do that without completely removing everything in my plaza, my whole path, you can just click on it, and then down here you can hit replace. So for me, it's going to be R, or I can just go ahead and click on it. And then you can automatically swap it to any path that you have the same amount of in your inventory. So if I wanted to swap it from the snowy path to the brick road with border, I just click on that and it's going to automatically change my entire biomes. Look, so then I would replace it again and I could undo, take it back, or I could use a different style. So I don't have enough main street path tiles to replace. I need 1846. I only have that for a couple, so then I could just switch it back to the snowy brick road. And then it's completed. Again, you can undo if you ever accidentally mess up, just don't back out. It's not just that though, you know, besides the paths, you can also do it for the fence. So if I click on that, replace, I can also automatically swap all my fence to a different style. So I can do this one. I can change it to the bamboo, and I can change it to metal spikes if I wanted. I'm going to undo all so it doesn't save that. I'm going to put it back to the white picket fence. Now my inventory is kind of messy. You can actually sort your inventory by name, or I could sort it by type, or I could sort it by how much energy the items give you, or I can sort it by how much the items actually sell. So my shovel varnish sells for the most, and my shiny gifts and some of these other items sell for nothing, and the carrot seeds sell for only 5 gold. If you ever need to have an item you want to make sure doesn't disappear, inside the Dream Castle later on in the game, you're going to unlock this room over here. It's Mickey's like secret storage room. And there are some chests in here. The great thing about these chests are they're not connected to any of your chests in the game. So for example, I have stored a festive anglerfish and a festive salmon. There's only a few slots here. So as you can see in this chest, I can only place 2. But these fish will not automatically be pulled when I'm cooking. I can just keep them in here safely. So those are like rare items you can only get once a year. I also have the festive fugu, has a little Christmas hat, the bass, and then we have the festive squid, has a Santa hat on it. I don't ever want to lose these items, so I use this little storage room just to keep those items forever. I don't know why this is in there, but here's an extra slot, and you can just store any of these items in here. There's also 2 more items in this chest. These ones don't really have any purpose as to why they're in here. They're just sitting in here. If you ever need extra seaweed, you can actually craft it here at the refined materials. So we have seaweed here. You can transform your red algae into seaweed. So one red algae will actually end up giving you a 5 seaweed, which is really nice. But you also need red algae for some certain other things, so don't get rid of it fully. But if you ever have a quest and you're just tired of fishing, you can do it that way. Another great way of getting just your seaweed is to literally just fish outside of fishing spots. You also get algae and the seaweed being thrown at you just whenever you are fishing. But if you're outside of a fishing ripple, you will have a pretty good chance of getting seaweed. I like to fish over here, or you can fish over in the peaceful meadow. So we get a fish. If you have a fishing buddy, sometimes they'll throw you some stuff as well. We doubled up on some fugu fish. There's a couple of other cool things that you can actually craft inside here besides like the pixel shard duplicates. You get these from unlocking multiplayer. You have these custom signs here that you can go in and craft. They take 10 softwood each. They're really nice. You can use this to designate like specific things in your chest. You can of course craft extra chests. The cozy companion homes here, you can craft those and actually have some companions in them where you can like have them come out. You also have these mannequins here, which are very important. So if you go in and craft some mannequins, you can apply some outfits to them. So to do that, you would just go inside of your house. Before we do that, let's take a look at this sign here. So you can place this sign in front or behind of a chest, and you can interact with it and change the icon. So say in your chest, you have a bunch of gems. You could choose like this icon right here. Maybe you have a bunch of like fishing item or just any fish. You can go ahead and toggle it, change it to the fish thing. And that's going to allow you to keep your stuff organized. You can do this inside of a room if you want. You have all these storage options. So I would just go ahead and find like a small chest, medium chest here, and place it in front. And you can make an outside storage room if you would like. The mannequins, you can have up to 5 in a single room. So I could have 5 in this room, 5 in another room. And then all you can do, you could just go up there, interact. I can edit, which would apply my outfit to the mannequin, or I could hit wear, and it's automatically going to put that. So this is my little winter outfit. We got the little dark armor. We got Sheriff Suro over here. We have the Dreamlight one. So I would hit wear on that, and I'm good to go. So you can create like a little closet. You can also just favorite outfits too. So over in the wardrobe section, click on favorites here. And I have a few saved already. Here's one for Halloween. I have my main outfit I wear, so I can hit equip outfit, switch it back. This was just for a Dreamsnap theme, and then you can also get rid of them. So like this one I don't need anymore. I could delete the preset. Same with the dance one, delete preset. You can store up to 4. Halloween, I'm not going to wait a year and like take up a spot. So then I could just go ahead and name this name, and whatever I'm wearing will apply it here. So you can do the mannequins, or you can use them here. You can also use these mannequins for dream snaps as well, just to apply different outfits to different characters. Unfortunately, you cannot put them outside, which is definitely disappointing. While we're in here, I'm going to show you these Daisy cabinets, like wardrobe right here. They have as much inventory space as a large chest. So if you ever get these, they are free. Like you have to find this item in Scrooge's shop. This is not the one you get from Daisy's quest. This will be a random drop in Scrooge's shop. And once you get these, you can purchase them from like duplicates, like extras, for just gold. So it's much better than crafting those large chests. There's also other things that you can use for storage. You can use refrigerators, any of these cabinets. I mean, there's just a lot of storage options in the game, but these by far have the most alongside the large one, and you can create storage rooms with them. I just revert mine around so you can't really see as much of the pink, because I have like this room with a bunch of just white colors throughout it. And it's kind of like a storage room, and also my outfit room, my closet. There's also other things you can favorite. So instead of wardrobe, you can favorite things over here in the furniture tab. So go ahead. There's a search bar here that you can look up. So I want to look up ancient machines. So I would type in ancient. I would go to all. And then I'm looking for ancient cooker or vacuum, whatever. So we're going to use this ancient cooker here. I think this is a really cool item, so I honestly need to go ahead and mark it. It says at the bottom right, or bottom left, I need to right click on my mouse. It'll be a different button for you. I can hide it so you never see that item, or I can mark it as a favorite. So you can do that for any of the items in the game. And then now go to my favorite, and I can place down my ancient cooker and take it with me wherever I want. Another good item to use this for is your ancient vacuum, if you have one of those, which is this thing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and collect that. and then go out of my favorites, and I'm going to favorite it as well. So now instead of like having a bunch of these expensive things in all my biomes, I can just keep it on me, click on favorites, plop it down, and then I can use my ancient vacuum to actually pick up all of the items. So I have all this stuff here. I can select all, do that, and then just pick it back up, put it back in my inventory. With the upcoming DLC and the new free content, we're going to need some Dreamlight. So your Dreamlight is up here. I have 73,000. I need more. One thing that you can do to get the most amount of Dreamlight is Dreamlight duties. This is going to help you at the beginning of the game as well, whenever you're trying to unlock different biomes. This stuff is very expensive. The best way in the game to get Dreamlight is to just do your Dreamlight duties. These are endless. They are just constant. So mine 4 rock spots in the glade. I got 3 out of 4. I could go serve a meal in a restaurant, catch 3 fish. So if you ever need a lot of Dreamlight, do this tab here. You also have these over here, which will give you some stuff passively. But if you need to like directly go and get Dreamlight, this is by far the best way. So one thing that's going to help you early on in the game is about crops. So getting pumpkins over in the Forgotten Lands, selling those, making like tons of pumpkins is going to give you the most amount of money in the game. But if you go to like any biome, so like let's see, let's get this asparagus seeds right here, right? If I actually plant that seed here in the biome that I purchased it from, it'll actually grow faster than any other biome. So you can actually tell this by whenever you're going over here and you're planting it. So for example, I'm going to go over here. You see the up arrow right here? That means if you see that up arrow, that crop or plant or grain, whatever you want to call it, is going to grow faster in this specific biome. So I could plant 3 of these, but if I were to go down here and try and plant it in the forest, since I didn't buy it from that location, it doesn't have that up arrow anymore. Any of the seeds in my inventory don't have that. So pay attention to that. And you can of course go to your collections tab and then go to the crops, like the ingredients here, and it'll show you how fast it actually ends up growing. So we have zucchini. The asparagus right here, it takes 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's why the pumpkin, which is purchased in the Forgotten Lands, it would grow fastest if you plant it over in the Forgotten Lands, which I think will take it down like 3 hours and 30 minutes. If I were to plant it somewhere else, it's going to take 4 hours. Now, just a random little tip I wanted to share with you guys is there's some pretty crazy items in the game. So like if you go to your furniture, you own a Rift in Time, again, the DLC, and you craft like the tall ancient pillar right here, which doesn't cost that much, you get some really insane items. So for example, we have Rapunzel's tower over here. I'm going to type in tall to find this item a little bit faster. Go to all, here we go. Look how tall this pillar is, and it's almost surreal. Like I'm gonna place quite a few of these down actually, so you can just see, but they get some crazy items in this game. So we got like 5 of them there. Look how massive those things are. It's literally as tall as Rapunzel's tower, and I think this is one of those items that kind of slipped into the game not many people know about, but I would love to see people build and decorate with those massive things. Now, this last section, I'm just going to share some tips for Dreamsnaps for all of you. There's also some additional tips, and I may make another video, but there's things like if you have more villagers that have the same spec, like the same trait, you're going to get an increased buff. So for example, if you have 5 people that are fishermen, or maybe 10 or 15 under the fishing trait, you're going to get increased amount of fish whenever you do fish. Same for like you know, when you're harvesting or time bending or anything like that. But that's about the majority of the main things I really need you guys to know about this game. If you watched to this point and you figured out, like you actually paid attention, all those tips I shared with you are definitely going to help you, especially if you're a new player. If you're a player that's been playing for a long time, they may not have been as useful to you because you probably already know them. But if you got to like take it back to when we were just starting out, this game, there's so much stuff it doesn't tell you, and that's why I wanted to get this video out. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to quickly make a really great Dreamsnap very fast if you're just first starting out, so you can get at least 1200 1500 moonstones. So the very first tip is you want to decide, do you want the sun on your character's face or in the background? So for example, I'm going to change the time of day right here. This doesn't change the actual in-game time, it just changes what the sky looks like. So you can do like a nighttime, or you can end up doing like sunset. So let's get I guess we'll do sunset. So we have the sun right there. I actually want to pull it back just a little bit. So the sun is on my character. And then again, if I wanted the sun in the background, which the clouds are covering right now, I could take my shot from this way. But I always found that it's better to actually have the sun on your character. So now that we know that, we have a blank canvas. We have an area right here. I'm going to see what the theme is. So the theme this week, current challenge, is Hakuna Matata. You need to get your tags up. It says mandatory like 6 and 5. I always recommend for furniture challenges to get at least 30 items on both of these, 25 to 30, and then bonus, make sure you get these tags. If it's a furniture challenge, it shows this little icon right here. If it's an outfit challenge, it will have an actual outfit. So we're pretty much just doing a Lion King theme. So go over here to your Dreamsnaps tab. And since this is a furniture challenge, I'm just going to show you some very quick, like basic things on what you would do for a Dreamsnap. So we want like some something in your foreground. So you would like choose an item like this. Maybe we'll put a couple like these to get some butterflies, right? We also need some like a watering hole. So like this item right here would probably look really good in a Dreamsnap. We can make it symmetrical. So we would do something like that. Maybe we want to double up in the back and have a watchful hyena. And just like that, our foreground is already made. So you almost always want to have something in your foreground. Not too heavy, just a little bit. And you like to leave like a space for your character so you can actually see your character here. And we already have it very symmetrical going this direction. So I think this looks good already. We obviously need to place down some paths. So we would go down here and then you could create a path. Let's see, let's go with Sunbake Earth. This one looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and slap this down real quick. Okay, there we go. We have path down. It's already looking pretty good. Foreground's looking good. Watering hole. Now we just need to cover up these sides. So we're just going to go ahead and slap down some trees. We'll do something that looks good. So even these jungle trees, honestly, will look good. Remember, you don't have to like fill up a ton of space. It's all about angles. So I could do something like that. We could end up doing something like this. Just kind of covering up the sides here a little bit. Let's see, honestly, even, yeah, like this would look good. And then this one here with this massive tree would look really nice. So we're going to slap that down. Okay, so we've been working on this for literally like in no time. Let's take a look. Let's look at the angle. We really just framed it up. So let's see. Yeah, foreground looks good. The side looks good. We need something over here, maybe some more trees. So we're going to mess with that in a second. Okay, now we just click on the Dreamsnap tab and we need to find some stuff to fill in. So it would be nice to have like a waterfall right here so we could double up like that. If you don't want something in the middle, we could just kind of do like that. Maybe, can we fit one more? Yeah, we could fit one more there. And that right there will frame up your shot and get it good enough. So then you could just fill in with more plants or whatever. If you want to up your tags, because as you see, our tags are kind of low. We have 10, 11, even though we matched like met the requirements. It's not as high as we would like it. So all you can do is go back to the Dreamsnap and then take a bunch of this stuff and hide it behind trees. So you can just place these items here. And as long as it's in the area, like the view, then it's going to count those tags. So you can just hide a bunch of stuff here to actually increase your tags. So you could even make something not quite as big as this and then get Simba on one side, Nala on the other side, fill in this little bit. And then you will, honestly, that's probably good enough. You would just need to create an actual outfit for your character, which I already have one because I was using it earlier. So you could do this. You could do a specific pose. You could do a companion pose if you wanted. You have different filters, so you can mess with that. See what style suits you. Maybe this one looks really good. Maybe you want to keep it the natural light as well. You also have borders down here. They don't always do well, so I try and stay away from them. Even something like this, I mean, that right there, we haven't even filled in, but look at that. That will probably get you at least 1,500 to 2,500 moonstones just this way. And then if I filled in additional items, get some more characters, then it's going to increase the value of your Dreamsnap. So that's just something, if you're just starting the game, how you can do a really quick and easy Dreamsnap. But that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I know it was a bit of a long video and kind of all over the place, but I just wanted to put you guys on the right path. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.